Welcome again to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed day. Hopefully, y'all having a wonderful day. Hopefully, all is well with you. And that's real talk. Um, Today is a beautiful day, like every day. Thankful to God that I'm alive, enjoying life, having a wonderful time. And that don't mean that things are, so to speak, perfect. It just means that I'm enjoying life. As you come in on the line, do a brother a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Real talk. Yeah, of course I've been battling back and forth with this cold because I just refuse to stay away from cream in my coffee, but it ain't really a cold, it's just my body builds up phlegm, something I'm kind of used to. But it goes away. Sometimes it goes away for a while, and sometimes it come back because I start drinking too much coffee, and I'm at the point of where I'm drinking too much cream in my coffee. But it is what it is. But hopefully y'all having a blessed day. Hopefully y'all hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. Title of this video: Put in the work. Go get it yourself. It's kind of an extension from the last live that I did when I was talking about the situation with welfare and people. Yeah, we always get off topic, but it is what it is. But people collecting welfare, and listen, don't get me wrong. I know that there's sometimes people run into hardship and they need a hand up. Those are the people that I'm not talking about. But I'm talking about people who have made welfare and government assistance a lifestyle, meaning that they refuse to get up and do anything else but rely on the government to for assistance or for support. Now here's where y'all get it wrong. Let's say somebody's on welfare, on all these type of programs. You got to understand something. Nothing's guaranteed in life. Nothing. Even the people that get up and go to work every day, we're on that job. Guess what? That job is not guaranteed. It's not. Nothing in life is guaranteed. That's just the reality of it is. You can be on a job. You could be there for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And all of a sudden the job just, for whatever reason, maybe the company's shutting down, maybe they scaling back or whatever. You got to understand something. Life is not one of those things that what you get out of life is not always guaranteed. I support human beings, and I support right and wrong. Had no difference of where you from. I support right and wrong, and that's it. I don't support one country over another except for the one that I live in because I want my country to do great, just like anybody else should want their own country to do great. But, we neither here nor there. But if you come in, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. But on the topic again, go get it yourself. This is where, unfortunately, me growing up in mostly Democratic, by far I've been raised in the Democratic atmosphere. And I watched too many people be unmotivated because of government assistance. And that's why I want minimized government in America. And I want it relentlessly because what it does, and by and large produce lazy people who don't want nothing. And the fact that people are saying that they want to go take stuff that they feel as though they're entitled to food stamps. So this is where it gets messed up. You feel as though you're entitled to food stamps. You feel as though you're entitled to government assistance. How do you think the working class feel? When you work all day long, 8, 10, sometimes 12, even longer than that for some people, and you look at your paycheck and they done took a good slice out of it, and some of that money is going to be handed to lazy people. Some of the money that you work for is going to be sliced out and handed to people that don't want to do nothing. And you watching this happen. And then watch those very same people sit there and act like they're entitled for what you are the one that the working class citizen, understand what I'm saying. The working class, the business class, the ones that are out there going out there and actually making things happen are the ones that are entitled to it because they earned it. Everybody else is leeching off of them. So when I hear people complain about billionaires, millionaires, middle class, and because your behind is in the situation where you poor, go do what they're doing. That's all you got to do is put in the time, put in the effort, and put in the work. If you like or you want a lifestyle for yourself, and listen, I'm not rich. I'm not one of those people, but I understand the concept. I'm not rich. I'm not poor, but I understand the concept. If I want what someone else has, I don't want to steal it from them. I don't want to take it from them, but I want the opportunity to get where they're at. I gotta make better use of my own personal time. I got to increase the value of the things that I have to offer which would cause people to want to spend money with me too, or give me a job, a better paying job, or whatever the case may be. It amazes me that people were willing to go do a video and say what they said out of their mouth. It's just crazy. No, it's not. Not for me, it ain't. It might be good for somebody else, but it ain't for me. None of that LGBTQ, whatever you talking about, not for me, it ain't. I'm sorry. That in my opinion is Satan's way of destroying humanity. That's where it's at. So for people that say that, oh no, there's nothing good about that is Satan's way of destroying humanity. His plan behind that is to get all men to sleep with men so there'll be no children. All women to sleep with women, and so there'll be no children. And therefore, there goes humanity. That's it. That's it. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. But if all men was with men and all women was with women, there goes humanity. You would not even be here on there, even be able to make that statement. So this is not about hate. This is the reality. I live in reality. So you have to hate humanity to want to participate in that lifestyle because you don't want to reproduce. Donald said gay people can have children. Yeah, but they still got to go to the opposite sex to do that. They still will have to go to the opposite sex to do that. Now, when you say gay people, yeah, meaning that if you're a gay woman, you still gonna need the seed of a man to make that baby. That is the point that I'm making. Ben's Take, how you doing? God bless you. That is the point that I'm making. So you can say I'm gay or whatever case may be, but you still gonna need the opposite sex to produce children. My thing is this: why not take the pleasure of just living that way? So you're going to go through 9 months of labor. You're going to go through 9 months of labor, go through all of that suffering, whatever case may be, and not even get the pleasure out of it too? Yeah, okay. You got to be out of your mind. But like I said before, that community is Satan's way of destroying humanity. That's it. There's no other. I know people might think, oh, I was born this way, whatever the case may be. That type of behavior is Satan's way of destroying humanity, because what his intent is to get all men to be with men, all women to be with women. Therefore, humanity ends right there. I wasn't talking about gay things, but as they come into live, that's what they want to talk about. That's what they talking about. I don't care. I mean, that's not my lifestyle. I love women. I love the opposite sex. I love what God did with them. They look amazing. Real talk. They came here with this. They come here with that. I don't know why, but they do. I don't know why. I can care less. I love women. Like I said, it's an attack on humanity. Donald Trump said, I've been with 4 women at once. Then why are you talking about gay stuff? You the one out here trying to defend it. God bless you from Scotland. How you doing? Like I said, it's always the immature children that come here with the stupid stuff. But again, if you want something out of life, you got to work for it. I don't think you're not, as a person that's getting government assistance and you're not contributing to the system, you should not be getting those benefits or as a lifestyle. A certain period of time, and you didn't do anything by then, they shut the door on it and move on. They shut the door on you and move on. No one should be getting those type of benefits because of their sexual behavior. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. But again, I can care less about that. That's your lifestyle. You want to participate in that? That's your choice. I don't hate nobody because of what they do. I mean, I hate the behavior because I know what the intention is, but I don't care. I don't have no hate for the person. That's your choice. I don't know why they feel the need to talk about it all the time. Every time I do a live, no matter what they're so gung-ho about that, that's on them. They have no substance in their life. They have no substance in their life. And that's real talk. They have no substance in their life. I feel, in my opinion, I just feel like something's wrong with you. That out of everything you could possibly come on here, why don't you come in here and add some real substance? Get your mind out of the stupidity all day long. Like come in here with some real substance. That's all. If you want the world to be a better place, first start with yourself. Start with yourself. Make you better. And then learn something useful and contribute it and then extend that to other people. Would I run for president? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would run for president. Yeah, I'll run for president. And guess what? Just to be an a-hole, I'll run as a Democrat. And that's just being funny. As much as I don't like my thing is this, I'm not going to listen to nothing the Democrats do. If I ran as a Democrat, I'm going to run the way I want to run, not the way they're going to try to force you to run. Happen what the Democrats stand for, I don't stand for. So my job for running as a Democrat would be to clean up that party. That would be my first move, is to clean up the Democratic Party. That would be my first move, is to go into the Democratic Party, get rid of all of that stupid ideology that they're doing, bring them down to a level of common sense, go back to what our Constitution was designed to be, the people rule and not politicians, get all of that corruption out of the Democratic Party, and I will overtake the Democratic Party, and it will be a more common sense party than what you see right now by far. I will dismantle everything about it, and I will rebuild it in the way it should be that represents the country and not them. What's up, Dirty Money? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, that's just me. The Constitution needs more abortion. No, it don't. That's just me. I will run as a Democrat. Even though because I don't like what I see in that party, I will run as a Democrat. And I would dismantle everything about it. But guess what will happen after I'm done? They would get real solid support, and it will rebuild that party back the way it should be. Far from what it is right now. Yeah, I don't believe in abortion. Sorry, I don't. I don't believe in abortion at all. I don't believe in abortion. I personally feel like abortion, again, another attack on humanity. Again, abortion is another attack on humanity. Y'all, people are not understanding where I'm going with this when I say that community is an attack on humanity. Abortion is another attack on humanity. So when you look at people that say, oh, abortion and stuff like that, again, it's an attack on humanity. My thing is this, the people that support abortion, and if you really feel that strongly about it, why you don't start with yourself? Don't encourage nobody else to take their children. Start with you. Start with your own personal life. Nobody aborted you, but you talking about somebody else should be aborted. Meanwhile, you here. Like you literally having a conversation about abortion. Meanwhile, you didn't suffer abortion. No one aborted you. You see how hypocritical that is? No one aborted you. You didn't get aborted. You got the benefit to enjoy this life and have a partake in this humanity. And now but you don't want no one else to get that. You are about as evil as they come. Well, I don't want no. Listen, there's only two genders, male and female. You sitting here, you're alive right now. You are the benefactor of a non-abortion. And yet you're saying out of your mouth, while you have life right now, that we should take off, people should off their baby. Wow. I didn't say I had a new way of thinking, Donald. My way of thinking is a lot of ways of people think like I do. I'm not the singular person that think this way. There's a drastic amount of people that think that way. I am not alone in that. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's a drastic amount of people that think the way I think. By far. So nothing that I'm saying is original to me. I learn from other people too. I learned some stuff on my own, and I've learned stuff from other people. Are you Confederate? No, I'm American. How y'all doing? God bless y'all. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Yes, it's called common sense. You're absolutely right. See the immaturity? But that's my take on it. People don't have to agree with me. You know what I mean? Y'all can take it for what it is. When it says Ron's opinion don't matter. Honestly, I don't have an opinion on Israel. Nor do I have an opinion on Palestine. I really don't. I think everybody in every country should be doing everything they can do to make their country great. That's my stance. I don't like war, although I understand that sometimes it's necessary. I don't like destruction, and I don't like killing, and I don't like murder. But I also understand that because you can't dictate every human being's behavior, and you don't know what their intentions are, unfortunately, this is a part of life. I don't like it, but you can't change it. But this is a part of life. Now, I wish I could, but I can't show you that. YouTube has restrictions on showing firearms and stuff like that while you're live, and I just won't do it. Again, Donald. Again, like I told you before, I haven't looked into it. But if you're an American citizen and you here and you done it the right way, or you're born in this country, no one can take away your right to vote, and that's it. I know everybody always trying to spin this narrative of this and that and that. It's just like they tried to say all the stuff about that. No one can take away your right to vote unless you let them. And the only time that I had somebody fight me on my vote was a Democrat, not a Republican. When I get time, I will, but I ain't gonna look into it. I don't know. When I get time, I will. Yeah, I don't have. My point is that, I don't. To have an opinion on Israel or have an opinion on any country, I would have to have lived there, understand it fully of what's all going on. And listen, I don't know enough about someone else's country and all of that stuff like that to be having an opinion on it. I just feel as though if you're a person that's from Israel, make your country great. If you're from Mexico, make your country great. If you're from Africa, make your country great. That's my opinion on anybody's country. Make your country great. That's it. That's a good question. Is there a political state where you can live off the grid and not be messed with? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure. I would hope that there is in America. I mean, it'd probably be somewhere really, really in the cut. I mean, I watch a lot of shows where people where they try to live off a grid and stuff like that. But I feel as though depending on the type of government you have, they always gonna try to find a way to mess with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing: the Amish usually stay away from this type of political stuff, and yet the Biden administration started infiltrating and trying to force them to do things the way they wanted them to do, when they should have just left them alone. But they did. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, for me personally, that's why I don't like government so much. And that's why I want government to be extremely minimized. Because a lot of time when you start to look at certain states and stuff like that and what people are doing on a regular basis, this minute government gets involved, it just turns into a mess. And I know y'all don't seem to grasp, a lot of people don't grasp what I be trying to say. But if you really take your feelings out of it and you really deep dive into government's participation and stuff, you're going to find out that the government being involved has caused most of the problems. Every time they say they're coming in to fix something, they make it worse. Donald, you're the only one to say I'm in the cult. You're the only one that says it. I talk common sense. You're the only one that says that I'm in the cult. You do. But yet, y'all say I'm in the cult, but every time y'all come to my live, y'all bring up Trump more than I do. Y'all bring up MAGA more than I do. But I'm in the cult. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm voting for Trump. I supported Trump, and I will do it again. But the reality of it is that every time y'all come in my live, y'all Trump deranged syndrome kicks right in. Y'all Trump deranged syndrome kicks right in. Y'all just, we want to talk about Trump. Listen, I've been on my live. Look at the title of this live. Put in the work. Go do it yourself. But y'all Trump deranged syndrome just keeps kicking in as soon as y'all get here. Trump is not God to me. Trump is a president. He's the president. I voted for. I respect and I'm glad and I'm happy with the job that he's doing. I'm 100% happy with it. But he ain't God. He don't consume my life. He doesn't consume my life. This is where y'all get it mixed up. A cult will be consumed by it. People come to my live and they see the flag. They think, listen, so you telling me that there is not a Democratic person in this world that have American flag on their house or behind them? So how can you say you're a Democrat and you love this country and you don't have a flag? See, this is where y'all get it wrong at. They just immediately make all these heavy assumptions about somebody, not knowing who they really are. I don't care if you Democrat or Republican. If you American, you're a citizen of America. This is your country. You should be flying flag just as much as a Republican do. You should be flying the flag just as much as a Republican do. Oh, I'm sorry. You let the Democrats convince you that this ain't your country. You're not going to convince me of that. Yeah, I agree with him. He said, do I agree with Trump not releasing food stamps and feeding starving mothers and children and hardworking men? First of all, hardworking men, that's what I'm saying, don't fit that category. Because if you're working, that means you're earning a paycheck. That means you can feed yourself. So they don't fit that category. They might have less to work with, but if you hardworking, you all right. But the rest of that part, as far as the food stamps and stuff, here's the thing. Go get it. Go work for it. Go outside and work for it. So you're talking to somebody who was working at the age of 12 years old, learn how to earn a living. At 12. At 10. So you telling me that I can pull up to a gas station, right? A 10-year-old kid can walk up to my car and say, excuse me, sir, can I pump your gas for you? And pump my gas for me, and I might hand him a couple of dollars because of the fact that he was willing to earn it. And you, as a trifling grown behind person, ain't willing to stand out there and actually pump people's gas for money? You ain't willing to sweep somebody's front lawn to cut their grass for money? I don't feel sorry for nobody that feel as though they're entitled to benefits that they did not earn. Get up, go to work, and you can earn it and feed yourself. I don't feel sorry for nobody like that. Sorry, I don't. I grew up poor. And I did not let that be an excuse to be lazy and trifling and not wanting out of life. Because this is where I tell y'all before, when government got involved and started handing out all these benefits, all it did was created a big mass amount of people that are lazy and bummies and don't want to do anything. Take away the benefits, guess what? That's why I agree with Trump. Take it away. Because guess what? When if a dog is hungry, guess what he's going to do? He's going to find another way to eat. But it ain't going to come from the government. If you hungry enough, hunger can motivate a person to go get some food. Hunger will motivate a person to go make some money. That is a great motivator. Because the only way to cure that hunger is to go find a way to get food and eat. So I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for lazy people that think they're entitled to benefits when there's so many opportunities out here that you can make money. That's why we got fired. He said when crime goes up, again, see the attitude? Listen to this, y'all. So when crime goes up, what is it all worth? So what are you telling me? That the people on welfare are criminals? See what it created? Now this is what they said. When crime goes up, then what is all worth? You're already admitting that these people don't have you telling me they don't have the ability to earn it? That's bullcrap. If crime goes up, good. Put them in jail. Catch them, put them in jail, leave them there. Because you don't have to commit crime to earn a living. That means that's how narrow your mind has become because of the government assistance. Because now you think the only way to make it without the government is to go steal it and take it from someone else. Now you're going to put all that time and all that effort into thinking about how you can steal and take it from someone else. Guess what? You can put all that time and all that effort into how to make furniture to sell it to people. You can put all that time and effort in how to make product to sell it to people. You can put all that time and all that effort into washing people's car and they'll pay you. You can put all that time and all that effort in learning how to do roofing so they can pay you. You can put all that time and all that effort learning how to do it here so they can pay you. You can put all that time. I can do this all day long. I can do that all day long. So if your only reason is when the government stop taking money from the working class and giving it to the lazy class, your only response to that is crime going to go up? Yeah, come on with the crime. Because what you don't understand is people who work hard for theirs, people who put in time for theirs, people who put in effort for theirs is willing to fight to keep it. So you might pick the wrong one. And that's not a good thing. Now, I did not say, listen, work is different than somebody's collecting from government assistance. A person that's working is already doing what they need to do to eat. So I'm not talking to them. Now, they might have bad spending habits, wasting money on stuff that they don't need. That's another subject. But that's lazy. But the lazy ones, oh, no, Not even making sense. What am I yelling about disability pay? It ain't funny. Get a better job, Slayer. Exactly. How is someone on EBT is affecting your everyday life? They take taxes out of my paycheck to fund that stuff. That's why it affected my life. Because if you start getting rid of all of that stuff, then the taxpayers, the ones that work for it, can get to keep their hard-earned money. I work 9 to 5, barely making ends meet. How you gonna take away? I don't know what you mean by that, but again, if you're working for it, you got a way to eat. If you're working for it, you got a way to eat. You got money. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Again, my brother from the Fat Tatular Show. How you feeling? How you feeling? Yeah, we got the crazy in here today. Even homeless pay taxes on all they buy or spend. They don't pay the taxes like working class do. Ain't nobody paying in America but at the bottom. That is the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. Clearly, you have no idea how taxes are done. Elon Musk single-handedly paid the most money in taxes by one individual, which is in the sum of 10 million. Honestly speaking, the poor and the working class don't pay into the tax system like the rich do. I know you may think they do, but they really don't. I know you may think they do, but the working class don't pay. No, I need you to go look up who pay what. Then you'll have a better idea how this tax structure is going. My thing is this. Understand this. In America, there's about a little over 900 billionaires. There's over 900 billionaires. A little over 900 billionaires in America. You go look up the tax structure of those 900 billionaires, what they pay in taxes, right? Just the billion. I'm not talking about the millionaires, multimillionaires, nothing. Just the billionaires. And you go do the math on that. You listen to these people and say that they don't pay taxes. Yeah, okay. Some of them don't. So you think taxes is just what you pay in the government. You pay taxes in different things. When you buy, purchase, you pay taxes. Even when you cross the bridge, they call it a toll, but it's a tax. When you move money, different places, when they make money, profit, they pay taxes on that stuff. In so many ways, taxes are coming out your money. It ain't funny. In so many ways, the tax is coming out your money. It ain't funny. Exactly. Soon as you get your paycheck, before you get your paycheck, it's taxed. Go start spending it. Go start spending the money you got in your paycheck and see how much taxes consume that too. Yeah, I support Trump. Yeah, I support Trump because he's the president of the United States. I would have supported Joe Biden if he would have been supporting the country instead of supporting everybody but the country. And that's real talk. If they would have been doing right by the people and citizens of America and not trying to take care of all these illegals, we've been good. God bless you from Ukraine. God bless you from Ukraine. Yeah, it's like you can't fix stupid. Right. Jay Brook, 5704. Again, you can't fix stupid. You can't. I watch people take their money and go do all types of ridiculous stuff with their money, right? Don't educate themselves on financial literacy. Listen, even on my own channel, the minute I start talking about investing, money management, or anything of that factor, they don't want to hear that. You know what they like? They like this type of stuff. Arguing back and forth that goes nowhere. Arguing back and forth that goes nowhere. But the minute, right, iPhone, $750 for an iPhone. But I guarantee you, most of the people that have iPhones do not own Apple stock. Not even close. They don't own Apple stock, but they own the iPhone. I have never owned an iPhone in my life. I have never owned an iPhone in my life. The most money I've ever spent on a phone, maybe $250, and that's collectively. And I buy my phones outright. I purchase my phones outright. I don't finance nothing. Why? Because I refuse. See, my thing is this, it's a status symbol. That's the only reason why they say I got an iPhone. The vast majority of them is a status symbol. Oh, I got an iPhone. I got an iPhone. Listen, it's your money. You can do whatever you want to do with it. I love when people buy iPhones because they make me money because I own Apple stock. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I own Apple stock. So when I see people buy iPhones, that just tell me business is going okay. But when I start talking about investing, if I start talking about managing your money, guarantee you half of the people they would be like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That's the reason why when I do it, I can care less if it's only 2 people. I'm going to give them as much substance as I possibly can and hope that it helps. I never look at how many people are on there when I do it. I still continue on. And for the handful of people that have been on my lives and watch me talk about dividends and how I invest, I guarantee you that they have an extra income coming in. They have an extra income coming in if they didn't do it beforehand. And they building a portfolio based on some of the information that I may have given out. If they haven't already was there from the beginning. Yeah, we import a lot of stuff. We import a lot of stuff. But again, I don't want nobody selling nothing in this country and we don't get nothing going back into the tax structure out of it. See, my thing is this. I said this before. The reason why there was no tax on tips and the reason why there's no tax on overtime and the reason why he fought for that, and he also incentivized these companies to build it right here in America instead of shipping it over from other countries, is that reason and reason alone. So that the tax structure won't be 100% supported by just the taxpayers. Make these other countries that do business over here pay some tariffs. And even if that means that the prices go up a little bit, that's fine. As long as I get to keep more of my overtime money for those that work, I'll be all right because I can take the cost, the extra cost to come along with that. What's up, Mike? Sports Vibe, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. Here's the thing. Where was all these standards that they tried to put on Trump? Where was all these standards with Joe Biden? Where was all these standards with Joe Biden? All of these standards that they so-called had for Trump, where was all of these standards when Joe Biden was in office? Where was all of these standards when gas prices was at $7 a gallon? He said, how does importing stuff affects tips? One ain't got nothing to do. I don't even know why I have to explain that one. One ain't got nothing to do with the other. I don't know why I have to explain that one. But let's go down to 2-year-old. Let's go to second grade right now, because that's where we're going to go, second grade. If I work and my tips don't get taxed, right? My work, if I go to work and my tips don't get taxed, that means I bring home more money. Why? Because if I work in the industry where I work when I get tips, I get to keep the more of that for myself. That means, second grader, if the tariffs cause the prices to go up, because I'm keeping more of my hard-earned money personally, I can afford to pay the increase in prices because the government is not taxing me as hard. Okay? That's what that is. One don't have nothing to do with the other. No tax on tips is for you to keep more of your money if you work in the industry that pays tips. If you work at a job and you get overtime and they don't tax your overtime, that means you get more take-home money paid. So the money that you take home pay, if the prices of things was to go up based on him implementing tariffs, you will be able to stomach this thing better. Why? Because more of your money is in your pocket now. Do we understand each other? One don't have nothing to do with the other at all. And if you don't understand me, read what Fatatula said from the Fatatula show. Yeah, I'm not even going to entertain it no more. Look how fast they tried to throw a negative here. Here's Donald. Read what Donald says. There's a cap. Donald, was there a cap? Listen, before that, now there's a cap. You see how negative they go to? They says, oh, it's a cap on it. Never being thankful for the fact that it has something, you're getting more on your money back. Now they want to point out it's a cap. Never mind that you getting, before that wasn't even that. But let's just find a negative. Let's go get another negative. Oh, they put a cap on it. But before that, the cap was, you didn't get none of it. You didn't get zero of it. They just taxed it. So now that there's a cap, meaning you're going to get it up to a certain amount, you can't. This is why I say you can't satisfy these people. They'll never be happy. They Trump the reign syndrome is so bad, they will never be happy. You can throw $1 billion that way, they still going to have something to complain about. That's why you can care less about how they feel, because that's what they look for, a reason to complain. You know how many people can benefit from the fact that they're not taxing that money like that? You can't satisfy these people. They come into my life and they expose themselves every single time. So when they say that Trump the reign syndrome is real, again, I work. I work every day. I work every day. I'm up early in the morning every single day. Never miss it. I don't, in my lifetime, it is extremely rare for me to miss a day's work. I work every day. I am extremely good at managing my money. I am extremely good at managing my money. I take money out of my paycheck and I invest. And I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it for years. Listen, YouTube is not what y'all think it is. I know people see people on YouTube and think, no, listen, YouTube don't pay money like that. If I cannot, no one will survive off of this. Hey, Chips for how you doing? Unless you're a big time YouTuber, you're not going to make it off of this. I'm not that one. I get up and I go to work every single day. I put my time in every single day. I don't miss days from work and I'm not late. And I do my job extremely well. No matter what job I've owned, that was just me. 100. That was me. I'm not lazy. When I get off of work, I go pick up my phone and I start investing. I also come to YouTube. Why? Because I'm still, in my opinion, it still work to some extent. Because there's a way to make some type of living or bring in some type of financial resource if that happens. Again, I invest everything. When I get off of here, I go right back to my investing. Right back. I'm working all day long for the most part. I'm investing all day long. I work all day long. I don't play around. I am not lazy, not by any means. Not by any means. But it makes me laugh when I see people say, oh, this and that, get a job. You don't know nothing about somebody's life. And then listen, I am, in my opinion, I do a lot. I do very well with managing what I have and trying to get the best bang for my buck. That's why I never owned a pair of Jordans in my life. I've never owned an iPhone in my life. Can I afford it? Yeah. But I understand that investing is by far more important first before I go live this lavish lifestyle. I own property. I do a lot of things, and I've done them over the years. I am not lazy by any means. But I guarantee you that if I start talking about investing and stuff like that, I get a handful of people and the rest of them are like, it ain't exciting enough. It ain't crazy enough. It ain't exciting enough. They like drama. They like arguing and all of this negativity. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's why they have such extreme financial problems. And that's why they rely so hardly on the government, is because they refuse to do it themselves, because all of those programs, all it did was took your mind and unmotivated you. Now you don't want nothing out of life but what the government provide for you. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. If you want to remain stupid, remain stupid. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to benefit from your stupidity. Appreciate the compliment, 9265. But again, I'm going to benefit from your stupidity. I'm telling you now, I will benefit from your stupidity. You listen to these people and you keep doing things the way they say do it, and you keep following behind all of these trends and all of these fashion stuff and everything out there. I do not care. When I realize you that stupid, I am going to benefit from your stupidity. My money is always going to make me money. It's always going to make me money. When you go to that gas pump, I'm making money. When you pay your electric bill, I'm making money. When you buy that Ford, Dodge, Ram, or any type of vehicle, I'm making money. When you buy the iPhone, I'm making money. Now, am I making a ton of money? No. But I'm making money, and I'm going to continue that path. Why? Because that is the real American dream. Not to own a house, but to own the mortgage company. Have a portion of that mortgage company. Not to put it in the bank, but have a portion of that bank that you benefit from. Listen, I'm a gunhead. You see these firearms behind me? I'm a gunhead. I like my firearms. But guess what I also own? I own stock in all of the gun companies I could possibly can. Smith & Wesson, Ruger. I'm a shareholder. And they pay out some dividends. I always invest where I spend money. So yeah, you can continue that path. But guess what? I'm going to benefit. Why? Because I understand the value of a dollar, and I need my dollar to go further every single day. He said, now Ryan owns mortgage companies. No, I own I own stock in Bank of America. Don't they write mortgages? Don't they write mortgages? I own stock in U.S. Bank. Don't they write mortgages? I own Continental Bank. Don't they write mortgages? I own stock in Blackstone Mortgage. Don't they write mortgages? This is my point. I own stock in BXMT. So here's the thing. Y'all go look up the stock code BXMT, right? And go look at what they pay in dividends every 3 months. Just go look up BXMT and look at their dividend history. It's mine if I'm a shareholder. See, this is how stupid y'all sound. If I'm a shareholder, right? It's part of my own money. So y'all let everybody tell you, oh, it's not yours. If I'm a shareholder, I'm part owner. This is how, look, did you write up the mortgage? I don't need to write up anything. Every time you pay your mortgage and every time they make a profit, I get a cut. The same way when you go into that gas station in Sunoco and you run that gas pump, every 3 months I get a cut. Every time Bank of America write a mortgage and you pay that mortgage and they make all that profit off the interest, I get a cut. Every time you use that Visa credit card or that MasterCard or that Citibank, when they pay out that dividend, I get a cut. See, here's another stupid. Bro rather trust others to be successful than to make his own money. Let me ask you a question. Since you think that I trust everyone, would you rather make $1 million from one person, or would you rather make $1 from 1 million people? Would you rather make $1 million from one person, or would you rather make $1 from 1 million people? See, if it's one thing to work for your own money, work and get your money based off of what you can do and perform. But it's also much, much beneficial and more wiser than to take advantage of a country that designed a system that you can use your money, buy into other people's idea and concepts, and make money off of them too. What's wrong with that? Now, my money is making money while I'm making money. So if I'm buying property and I'm renting them out to people, that's an income source. If I'm buying stocks and they pay dividends, that's an income source. And even when I get up and go to work, that's an income source. So there is much more self-development. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why I know how to build houses. That's why I know how to rough in plumbing. That's why I know how to pour concrete. That's why I know how to make furniture. And there's nothing in this world that I don't know how to do. And I've done it throughout my years. That's why I know how to lay a tile. That's why I know how to frame out walls. There is very little that I don't know how to do when it comes to that field. So this is what I mean by that. My thing is I'm multi-talented when I need to be. And if one thing ain't working for me, I go get something else and put it to work. If one, in my mind, this has always been my mindset. Now there is a limitation to that. But if one man can do it, I can do it too. I don't look at nothing someone else do and say I can't do it. I might not know how. But if I put in the time and the effort, I can figure out how to do it. And the reason why I say there are limitations to that, because I can't jump as high as Michael Jordan. And I probably will never be able to. That's the point I made. There's some limitations to that. I get it. But I don't never look at someone else's skill set and don't think that I can't match that or even be better. And if you let somebody tell you otherwise, you've already accepted the failure. And ain't nothing wrong with failing. But when you give up, that's where the problem lies. Let me explain something to you. He said, but YouTube, so you can look at the YouTube. Listen, when I was coming up, there was no such thing as YouTube, bro. When I was working and building and doing stuff that I was doing, you could not go to, there was no such thing as YouTube. You had to know how to do it. You couldn't go to YouTube and watch a video when I was growing up. You had to learn how to do it. I came up in a generation where we were the ones that they was making, where they learned how to do the stuff from. And before my generation, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have the internet to this extent. Yeah, YouTube won't, that's an issue with YouTube. That's why I don't take them down. It's just display wise. I mean, I take them down once I'm done my show. They go down and they get packed up, locked up in the cabinet, but I don't take them down. And my thing is this, going back to the statement about watching a video and stuff like that, the fact that you can go watch a video and learn how to do stuff, in my opinion, if you that lazy that you can't go watch videos and learn how to do stuff, then that means that there's really no excuses, because all of the information is out there now, how to do a lot of stuff. So in my opinion, that's even worse, because all of the opportunity out there, all of these videos showing you how to fix, rip, build, do all this stuff, and you still too lazy to go do something, shame on you. Because you don't even have to go to no trade schools and all this other stuff. You can just go click a video and learn how to do stuff, and you're still too lazy to do it. There's no excuse. That's why I don't feel sorry for people like that. Because the world has made it extremely easy and accessible for you to have some level of success, and you still refuse to take your lazy behind and do something about it. Sorry. Listen, again, you can't get mad because someone chose to do the right thing to make money. I'm not mad at how much nobody else has. If someone has a lot more money than I do, then obviously they were smart enough and brilliant enough to do it without me. Do something that I didn't do. I ain't mad at that. I don't care if Africa have it. I don't care if another country have it. My job is every day is to try to get a piece of that pie. The United States of America has a $20 trillion economy. A $20 trillion economy in America, but yet our population is about 335 million people. So in America, that's 335 million people, and we have a $20 trillion economy. And if you refuse to get a partaking in that, that's your choice. Life isn't all about money, but unfortunately, we live in a world that it takes money to buy and move things and to get things and obtain things, pay electric bill, pay gas bill, all this other stuff. But if you really listen closely to what I'm saying, and if you really paid attention to my channel when I talk about investing, you can actually get to the point where you offset all of that. And in this country, all the money that you spend on the resources that you use, you can actually get it back if you spend enough time doing it to make sure you get it all back in this country. But I guarantee y'all refuse to take that much effort to do it. Not on this live. No, I don't talk about family. I talk what I talk on here. I talk what I talk on here. But I'm definitely about family, but I don't put my family on YouTube. See, when I leave YouTube, that's my family. When I do YouTube, when I go to work, that's for my family. I don't talk about my family because I don't put my family on YouTube. Because we got weirdos on YouTube. We got weirdos on YouTube. But trust me when I tell you, with my family, I always put them on. When I'm on something, I always put them on. If they want to be on it. I ain't ashamed of my family. I protect my family. They have to choose that. I don't choose for them. They have to choose it. My job is to protect my family. Appreciate the compliment about the background. My job is to protect my family. And God forbid anybody do something to them. And I'm still alive when they do it. That's all I gotta say. God forbid somebody did something to them and I'm still alive when they do it. Because there's some things I'm ready and willing to go to jail for. They have to be willing to do it. So if my family members are willing to expose themselves and they say they are, that's their choice. I'm not going to force them. I got a family member that be on my YouTube page. That comes on my YouTube page and a part of my YouTube page. And I guarantee you this. He will tell you what type of family member that I am. I don't have to explain nothing to no one. They will. Again, Jay, don't even try to explain it because they're going to always miss the point. People like that is looking for a negative. That's what they're looking for. See, they don't realize that as a shareholder, when they decide to make decisions, the shareholders are the ones that vote. Now, based on the amount of shares that you own, it's going to be determining the level of your vote. But this is not about being the owner, the sole owner. but they missing the point. So people like that, you let them stay there. You don't even try to explain further. You let them stay there. And you just move on and you continue to benefit from them. You let them stay there. Like people like Donald, fishing for stuff. Always fishing for information. No, Jay, you understand my point. You know, we do shows together, so you understand. So whitewash, they feed us to the alligators. Wow. Shareholders don't get a vote. Okay. Shareholders don't get a vote. Yeah, that's why I said it's not even worth entertaining it. You just let them stay where they're at. What's up, 062? You let them stay where they're at. That's it. I don't even try to fix it. I don't. I don't try to. I give you basics, and that's it. But for those that are on the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Here's the thing. Every Friday, right? We do what we call the Fracas Show. 12 o'clock noon. Fracas Show. 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all come in and check out the Fracas Show. Subscribe to the channel. You're going to love it. It's very hilarious and it's very funny. Every Tuesday, we do what we call Top to Bottom Tuesday, which is they make hair care products, they make skincare products, they make candles, and they're all wonderful. Like, trust me when I tell you, you're going to be satisfied with the hair product, skincare products. I one that personally use it all the time. I use the hair care products, I use the skincare products, and also we use their candles. And their product's amazing to me. And that's why I always talk about it. So every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m., what we call Top to Bottom Tuesday, where you get a chance to come in and talk to the CEO and interact with the CEO of the company. And if you got questions on hair care situations, skincare situations, if you have a beard, they do beard oils and so forth, body wash, all types of stuff. And if you have questions, you come in on Top to Bottom Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. It's already pre-scheduled, so all you have to do is hit the notification button on my page, and you'll get notified when we go live. And you get a chance to ask the questions about hair care products, the skincare products that they make, the candles that they make, and so forth. On Wednesday, we have what I call Philly Talk. We do that at 6:30 on Philly Talk. Me and Ant Like the Bug, which is on my channel, which is he has his own YouTube channel too, along with the he's also part of the Fracas Show, which we just started doing Philly Talk, which is we're just talking about different things from the city of Philadelphia that we think are amazing and how we grew up and stuff like that. And so when you have a lot of times Philadelphia gets a lot of bad rep. So what we're trying to do is show people and talk about some of the good things that come out of Philadelphia that most people might not know about. So every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m., we do what we call Philly Talk. Again, and I'm going to get back to like some of my channels, I do it like this. But at some point every Friday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to my stock talk, and I'm going to make it a specific day and a specific time. And I'm going to get back to my stock. It's going to be more about stocks, investments, credit score, anything financial, real estate, things like that. So what I'm going to probably be doing on Fridays, I got to figure out what time I'm going to get back into doing my investment talk and stuff like that. And that way I make it a specific time and a specific day. That way, those that are that like that conversation and like that type of talk, and where we can not only hear what I had to say, but they can also share information. For those that are on my live and they have some insight on that, I will be even willing to bring them in to touch base. I just got to figure out what time I'm going to do it, and I'm going to contribute that to every Friday. I just haven't figured out a time, but those are the things that I do on my channel. So if you like and subscribe to the channel, the name of the channel, this is Ron's Opinion Don't Matter Show. I'm going to keep this show, and I'm not going to do away with it. But there's going to be some changes, and it's going to actually be called the OG Network. And that's why I'm going to start bringing in other people from YouTube or family members or whoever is involved, and giving them a slot on this channel so we can grow this channel. And it's not just about me. Hopefully bringing some great things to this channel over time, and that's my intention with my channel. I thank y'all so much for y'all support. I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate all of the love that I get, and even the hate. I like it all, because I take every person's time viable, and I don't take it for granted that someone was willing to spend the time. Even the ones that hate me, don't like what I'm saying, got negative stuff. Even those, I don't take that for granted. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I got to get ready to get up out of here. Y'all all have a blessed, wonderful day, and like anything else, please make God first. Like, and the real talk, please, please, please make God first. Everything else is not important, no matter what we talk about. If God ain't in it, it ain't worth it. If God ain't in it, it ain't worth it. Outside of everything, please make God first in your life. And with that said, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.